All right, welcome to another Char Rents. How the hell do you play this game? Today we have Fluxx.
It is... How many
I
players?
saw it somewhere.
Here we go. 2 to 6 players. I love that.
You always like it when it goes more than 4.
More than 4 is always great.
And I love this. 5 to 30 minutes. I love games that are just different every time you play it.
And it is very true because this one, it could go really fast and depending, I mean, there could be a lot of rules and all that kind of stuff that make it.
It's a card game. Every turn you have a hand, you draw, you do something, and so there's no board if I remember correctly, right?
Correct. Basically how to win the game is to have you have a goal, and then you actually get cards that match the goal.
So if you have the party card and any of these cards,
then you win.
Bam, you win.
But what happens is, so the play of the game is that you're usually drawing, and then you're making a play, and then you're discarding, I believe is the case.
Yep, and the thing, at the start of the game, there's a default thing, like I think it's like in your turn you draw 1 card, and you can have a maximum of 3 cards, or something like that. And then all of those rules can change. So you play a rule change, and suddenly you have to draw 5 cards, or 2 cards, or you don't get to draw at all.
Right. So the new rule is the rule, and so the rule, and then there's the action. So you can, if you draw, and your action is maybe play a new rule, you can either add, or it might actually replace. So this one says replaces the draw rule. So this is 2 rules that are going on in the game. You can play 2, but you also draw 2. So, and it just constantly, the idea, of course, that is called Fluxx. It constantly changes as you go along.
And so the first time we played it, I just was super interested in constantly changing the rules. That was fun for me. I think that at some point you realize, wait a minute, I'm close to winning, or I have 2 things that might be winnable. And then you can play much more strategically. You say, aha, you don't get to play, or, change the rules so no one gets to play. I think my favorite part, one of these cards says that any numeral needs to be interpreted as that number +1. So anywhere you see a 2, so if that's out there, this 2 is now a 3, this 2 is now a 3. But if they spell it TWO, you don't get it. So that was my favorite rule that I saw.
Great. What is any downsides to this one?
I think that it can be boring. I remember there was one time we had a set of rules where nobody could do anything.
Yeah, and it can be a little confusing too if there's so much out there that's going on. But again, I love how it's just, you don't actually know how the game is going to go.
Yep, and the outer range of 30 minutes, I don't think we've ever had a game that'll go that long.
And it's a little bit of chance. I mean, there's a little bit of strategy, but not a lot. And so I think that kind of evens things up too for all players.
So, thumbs up for me.
Thumbs up.
All right, take care, everybody.